Happy birthday, Queen's College. 575 years. That's pretty good. Well into the millennium now. I wanted to thank everybody for their extraordinary response last time to the great fundraising drive. And I thought I'd just share a story about Queen's. When I received a telegram from the then admissions tutor, Ken Machin, telling me that I'd won a place, indeed a scholarship, which I could hardly believe because the secret was I was actually on probation at the time, though I never told anybody at the college because, well, they were too polite to ask. Anyway, I thought, my goodness, it's not a con, it's real. I actually rang up the college to check that it wasn't a joke someone had perpetrated on me, because telegrams were so rare even back then. And so a couple of weeks later, I got a train to Cambridge, and I went into the college and looked around, and I stared up at the President's Lodge in the Cloisters Court, and I tried to imagine myself as an undergraduate there, and an old Don came up to me. I didn't know who he was, and he said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I hope I'm allowed in. I've been awarded a place here, and I'm coming next September, early October, whenever it was." And he said, "Well, then, of course you have a right to be here, and you'll have a right to be here for the rest of your life. You'll be a member of the college." And it had never occurred to me that that would be true. I am still a member of Queen's College, and you are if you were there as an undergraduate, and always will be a member of the college. And that's a tremendous feeling. Anyway, I just wanted to share that because it still rather moves me even to this day. So thank you for your support for this fabulous institution that I'm so proud to be a part of. And much love.
Hello. My name is Joanna Scanlan, and I was at Queen's College, Cambridge from 1980 to 1983, some years ago. But it was an exciting time, 1980, because in the 575 years now of the college's history, it was the important year where women were included in the matriculation for the very first time. So I was part of a pioneering group of women, and I am very proud, even to this day, for that experience. I participated loads and loads in drama, in doing lots of plays. I believe in people doing plays, not just for professional purposes and not just because they might go on to do something later on, but just because the learning experience is so enormous when you work together as a group. And when you have to do all the different elements of putting on a show, the technical, the financial, the artistic, and ultimately about delivering it to an audience, those are experiences that you live and benefit from for the rest of your life. So I really would encourage you, please, to donate very, very generously to help all students who are currently at Queen's, and those who have recently graduated or might be wanting to come back and develop their lives. You benefited in the past, and I would really urge you to continue to try to do whatever you can, as generously as you can, to support the next generation. Thank you.
Hi, it's Tom Holland here. I was at Queen's from 1986 to 1989, and I'm just thrilled to have been asked to talk about Queen's on this, the 575th anniversary of its founding, and to mark Giving Day, because I owe it so much. 3 of the happiest years of my life. Met my wife there, honed my talents as an elite sportsman on the cricket fields at Queen's, and I just look back at it with such a sense of gratitude. And to think that those 3 years were a part of this vast reach of time, and all the amazing people who've been there, everything that they've done, and looking forward to another 575 years. And, let's give so that we can ensure that the future is as bright as the past has been.
My name is Matt Cain, and I was at Queen's between 94 and 98, a long time ago, studying modern and medieval languages. I had a brilliant time. I have very happy memories of college, but before I went, I was very nervous because I didn't know how I would fit in and how other people would respond to me. What I actually found was that I wasn't just accepted, but welcomed and celebrated, and that Queen's was a place where the atmosphere was very much defined by diversity and inclusivity. If you're in any doubt how important it's been in my life, I recently got married at the age of 47. I made sure to take my now husband to Queen's before we got married because I wanted him to see and experience in some way a place that had been so important to me. And also on our wedding day, my best man and my 3 maids of honour were all friends that I'd made at Queen's.
Hello, I'm Robin Millar, Sir Robin Millar, and I'm an alumnus of Queen's College. No, I wasn't amongst the first cohort 575 years ago, but I did matriculate way back in 1970. You know, what Queen's College did for me as someone growing up with an increasingly problematic disability was change my outlook and my potential, I think, from small and local to large and global. And I really believe it was the foundation for what's been a successful and positive life and contribution.